And just to let you know, let me see here, is that our guest speaker, I know I've been trying to contact him. I don't know what happened, things do happen, in real life, I don't know. If he's unable to attend this session, I do have a plan B. So I do have a video, it's a 10-minute video that's coming from Canva. So Canva does have a video on how to create video on Canva. But on my end, what I'm going to be teaching you today, before we go into how to create a video on Canva, I just want to have this conversation with all of you. How many of you visit the Toastmasters website to look at the brand portal, to look at the brand manual, to know exactly what tools that you can use to create your campaigns?
I think I have. I'm not. I saw something.
I do see a couple emojis, and then you can also type in the chat if you have or not.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Have you ever been on Toastmasters International, their website?
Oh,
To look at the brand manual, to know what tools that you can use. And there's other tools as well that you can use, like their photos, stock photos, and then also knowing what kind of font that you're supposed to use. The great thing about Toastmasters, and I know Prince, you had mentioned this about certain fonts that you can use, and they have now a link on the brand portal that will lead you to the Google fonts that you can download onto your computer, and you can utilize those instead of purchasing a font. So, which I will show you in a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my presentation with you. Let me get this up right now. Yeah, because the reason why I asked is very important. Before I bring up the presentation, I'm just going to go to Toastmasters first, because I really want you to have this information. So when you're about to, put everything together, like your campaigns, social media. So this is Toastmasters.org. This photo. And then when you go under Leadership Central, you'll click on Brand Portal. And so this is where you'll go as a VPPR if you're doing dual. I know a lot of people are doing dual club officer roles. You could be a VPE and a VPPR. So you'll want to visit this area. So this is where you'll find your logo and logo designs, website templates, marketing resources, stationery, templates. But the main thing I really want to show you is this brand manual. So last year, Toastmasters had upgraded. And so they have a more modern look for their branding. And let me know if you can see this. Okay, can you see the branding, the manual?
yes.
Okay, all right. So here's all the content. So really you are a brand ambassador. So what you're doing is you're protecting the brand, which is Toastmasters International, the logo, the colors, which I'm going to go over a little bit. But here, what you want to do, you just want to make sure that you're coming here to learn what the core values are. What is the brand promise? This is things that you can add to your website. You can add to your social media channels, because why? You're representing your club. Let me this person here. So you're representing your club, and you just want to make sure that you have that platform and that you're representing Toastmasters in a great light. You'd be surprised, a lot of your area directors, when they're visiting clubs, there are some clubs that are not following within the Toastmasters brand. They're using other colors because they don't know. And that's the reason why we're having these VPPR Circle Education Series to educate you on how to set the tone for your website, for your campaigns, and your social media. So you really want to go over this, on your own, but I will be covering on different points, but I just want to show you just a high level before I get into the presentation and what they're showing you. What type of logos that you can use. Can you make it white? Can you make it gray? So it seems like it's okay, just as long as you stay within that Toastmasters branding. Then you have your logo word mark that you can use, Toastmasters International. They will show you some things that you can't use as well. So it's very important. And then you can download the logos where you can add it to your presentations as well as your campaigns.
Whew.
Okay, so I just want to show you that little bit because what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you my presentation. So if you're not muted, if you can mute yourself right now. Okay. All right, I'm just bringing in some people right now. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show this presentation. And then when I'm done with this presentation, we're going to go right into how to create a video on Canva. And then we'll have a Q&A session. All right. So as I said, that you all are brand ambassadors. So you're going to be representing the brand by the guidelines. And then you just want to set those brands and missions forward. And then as you're serving in your role and understanding what Toastmasters represent, we all know the main slogan is where leaders are made. That's how you attract guests. That's how you turn your guests into members, because one is being consistent with your message for your club. So it's very important to understand the Toastmasters brand, what tools that they are giving you. And you can also embellish with other things such as your own clubs, like photos, things of that nature, to show your guests that you're very interactive, even if you're online as well as in person. So you want to just make sure in the back of your head, as a VPPR, you are the brand ambassador. So we already went over the brand manual. So you know that that's something that as a resource that you'll have to look over. You don't want to skim over it. You really want to look through it and see how you can apply these tools. So the 4 things that I'm going to talk about is you got Toastmaster photos, you have Toastmasters logo, fonts, and colors. So majority of this is what you're going to be using throughout your year of being a VPPR. And so the first thing is Toastmasters photos. And we know that we're all online and we're trying to figure out, okay, what photos can we use? We're not in person, but you still want to have that Toastmasters feel. Even with guests, they don't have a clue what a real Toastmasters meeting look like because one, we've been online. But however, we still want to be consistent because one day you will be meeting in person. And so you really want to have that consistency when it comes to being a Toastmasters club, because you're going to see the banner, you're going to be at the lectern, you're going to have people in the room listening to speakers and giving those presentations. And then if you have an event, show people exactly what those events are going to look like. And this is the reason why Toastmasters still have those stock photos. And so it's very important when you're going back to the Toastmasters website under leadership, the Leadership Central, You just want to make sure that you're looking at all the stock, see what really works for your website, for your campaigns, your social media channels. If you feel like you need to rebrand so it can have that Toastmasters feel, try looking through those photos, downloading them, and utilizing. And then you can really look at it, from a perspective of, okay, how many people are visiting our website? How many people are coming to our Facebook page and liking our posts? Because you're constantly being consistent and using those tools. The logo is very important in how we utilize the Toastmasters brand. I know that sometimes we have our open houses, we want to be very creative, and so we want to use different colors. But with Toastmasters, they only have primary colors. So you really want to utilize, that blue background or gray background or a white background, and then placing the actual logo. We don't want to distort the actual logo itself. So you don't want to put orange behind the logo or adding your own theme from your events on top of the logo, because our branding teams at Toastmasters International, they work very hard. They spend a lot of money in putting this brand manual together. And not only that, giving you the tools where you don't have to work that hard. All you have to do is download, add it to whatever you're trying to do. And this is where the branding comes in. Everybody is going to get this presentation. So where it says Toastmasters branding manual is a link on here. So you can click on the link and it's going to take you to the branding manual. So we're going to talk about fonts. So the two fonts that Toastmasters want us to use, I know Myriad Pro is one. And so this is exactly what it looked like. It was in black, bold, semi-bold, regular, or light. But however, if you don't have this type of fonts, when you go back to your branding manual, there is a link on the left-hand side that will open up a Google page where you can download, and it's similar to the Myriad Pro. So it's very important to know to utilize these styles of fonts for your campaigns or your website, just to be on a consistency basis. Gotham is another font, and the free alternative is the Montserrat. So they kind of got a similar style to it. And so you can also, again, go back to Toastmasters International, and you can click on that link under the Gotham, and you'll be able to download it and utilize it on all of your different campaigns, your websites, and things of that nature. Now, can I get the hands, or maybe you can use emojis if you're thinking about rebranding for your club? And you can put it in chat as well. And if you already rebranded, have you used any of the tools for Toastmasters? And you can take yourself off of mute if you want to speak as well. Okay, so I don't hear anyone has done any rebranding. So this is really great information for you, because this is very important for your club. And as club officers, you want to be talking and speaking with your club officers. When you're having those meetings, you want to look over your website. You want to talk about social media channels. Do you have any social media channels, and you really want to brand your club? Because Without that information or those systems, how can you attract guests? Especially in the virtual world that we're living in. So you really want to think about how you're going to brand, what systems are you going to use, and are you going to use these fonts and photos that are presented to you as a resource and a tool as well. Now for the colors, Toastmasters colors are very important. These are the staple primary colors from the true maroon, the loyal blue, and the cool gray. And if you're on any different like design software, it could be Microsoft Publisher, it could be Photoshop, you could be in Canva. As long as you have these numbers that you can plug in, it'll bring up the actual color itself. So it's very important that you understand, the reason behind these colors is because it's their trademark, number one. And these are colors that they use all the time, from their website to the YouTube channels. Anywhere you go, that's a Toastmasters brand because everything is matching. Perfect. And so you want to do the same as well, because you are the brand ambassador. And I know I do have some things here from Prince. He said he used it to get the correct brand color, and that's true, Prince. And then also Illustrator is what he uses as well. So if whatever that you're using, like to create your flyers, this is what you want to use to create those colors. So before I go into I'm gonna stop sharing. Do anyone have any questions about the Toastmasters branding tools? Do you come into any issues when it comes to utilizing those tools? What are your pain points?
This is Deborah Blackman Parish. One of the issues I had is when I am doing our different events that I've been asked to do flyers for, differentiating the colors, especially on Canva. What I look like it should be bright red, or like the dark red, it's not, or the gray is not. So is there some way to navigate in Canva to make sure that those colors are vibrant, short of, because I'm using the free version. I believe you can get the paid version of the exact colors, but the free colors are not coming out the way that it's supposed to.
Okay, now I know before I had went into the pro, I did have the free, and I was able to what you call use the colors that were like the codes. And here, like say if I was to just create a design, let me just bring up something here. It's kind of slow here. Okay, say if I did a business card. And then I click on it, and then I go here to the color, the background. Now here it'll say add a new color. So if I say add a new color, here, I know automatically because I do it all the time. It's called hex. So if you go back, let me see if I can just grab a color here. I know you won't be able to see it, but I'm just going to hide this. And I'm just going to pick one of the colors. I'm just going to go to Toastmasters, the brand manual. And I'm just going to grab one of the colors. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why this is sideways, but I'm just gonna grab it. But let's see, let me just get my notepad so I can just type it in. 777 2 4.
So Valerie, are you, okay, so I know
Mm-hmm.
Toastmasters, I know with Toastmasters, with the branding, you can go in and pull those colors, but it has all of the Toastmasters icon.
Right.
I'm not sure how to, so I think that it would be better. So this, what you just did, is this part of the free?
This is part of the free. You can do
Okay,
that.
see, I wasn't with me. Where did you get that from now?
So what I did was I want to do a business card, right?
Right,
And so I click on the actual square, and then this here it comes up, which is the background color.
okay,
You click on that, it's going to bring up document colors.
okay,
And you see where it says plus,
yes,
you click on that.
okay.
And here,
Oh,
this is where you put the hex number. So anytime you see a pound and then everything afterwards, you know that's the hex color.
okay,
So this is the color. Oh, there's CJ. So this here is the color for the gold. Now I don't know why that came up like that. I think I'm missing a number though.
where are you getting those numbers from?
So you remember when I talked about the branding manual?
Yes.
And
Oh, got it.
And I
Okay.
talked about the 3 different primary colors. And so the hex color always starts with a pound and then the number. And then you'll just add it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick another number, another color. I'm just going to type that in here so you can see the actual blue. So the blue is 004165. So I'm just going to take that color, that number. I'm just going to bring this back up. This floater is in my way. So I'm just going to put that right here. And so there's the Toastmasters color. So I took that number from the branding manual, input it here, and now you have the Toastmasters color. And it will stick as well. So like if I go back like that, and I go back, you see how the color stays. So you don't have to enter it in many times. It'll
Okay,
just stay
good.
there. And so
Okay.
anytime you're doing your promotions, you'll say, I'm going to use the Toastmasters color. So you'll just click on that. And
Okay.
then you'll just start designing whatever.
Now, are those grays that you have listed down there,
Mhm.
even though you showed us the gray, with the middle color gray be as close to our Toastmasters colors?
It is. So
Okay.
this is the Toastmasters burgundy color that is already in mine. I just showed you how to add it, but I have it here already.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And
Okay.
well, that's not it, but these are the colors that I use. Oh,
Well,
any
one thing I can say for sure, I'm learning things in spurts with Canva. I've been able to create some things. I've been able to be very, a lot of what we have gotten has been very instrumental in me being able to do that. So now this is one more other thing that I can add to my plate without making it complicated and me freaking out and other people of my club freaking out. Oh, she didn't use the Toastmasters colors. Because
exactly.
I do believe at times that I deal with color blindness. What looks like it's a color to me doesn't look like that color. I've done the red or I thought was the burgundy and something. So that's pink. Oh, it is. So
Right, exactly.
I like using the hex colors, and I concur with what Prince said. That would be much, and I totally forgot about it, but that would be much easier than trying to do the color shade, the scale.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Meg, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Since Christmas and the year-end holidays are coming up, are we allowed to then use the red and green for like a holiday theme, even though we're doing stuff for Toastmasters? And how does that work with the Toastmasters brand and colors?
You can, because I know that for our TLI, we're using the Christmas colors, for our actual advertisements. Just as long as that you're using the logo itself, that has all the you just don't want to get wild and crazy, but you just want to, stay within the Toastmasters colors, but you can embellish a little bit.
Great, thanks for the clarification.
There's actually a little more clarification in the fact that as long as it's a themed event, you can use any colors you want, but it has to be a themed event.
Exactly. Oh, all right. So do we have any other questions before I bring up our guest speaker? All right. So I would like to bring up, for those who had came last time, CJ Powers gave us some great information about how to use Canva, how to apply it to our campaigns as VPPRs. I know we had ran out of time then. I said I want to bring him back so he can talk about how to create a video on Canva and some other elements as well. So welcome, CJ.
Hello, hello. We had talked, Valerie, about you starting things off, but I am so sorry I came on as late as I did. I knew I was going to be a little long, but this was a little too ridiculous. But thank you for your patience, and hopefully we can jump in here and get started. So I'm going to share my screen, and we'll see if we can move forward and answer questions as we go as well. Although I'm not able to see everybody. Let me see if I have I can't see everybody. All I can see is the screen I'm sharing. That's weird. But can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I'm good.
Yes.
Okay, great. So to start out with the video, there's many different ways of creating a video. The easiest is to click on the button here that says, what will you design? And you click on it where it says video. But as I said, there's many different ways of doing it because you don't have to start here. You can start in any format and you can shift over and turn it into a video. When you see these different shapes and sizes, this is the normal video, the first one, and it's 1920 by 1080, which is high definition. The Facebook video is 1080 by 1080, so they're going with the square. They've cut off the ends, if you will. I'm not sure what video message is. Theoretically, they're saying that you can, do a brief little message and send it to somebody. Excuse me. Wow, got something in my throat. But it's the same resolution. Usually video messages are 1280 by 720. So I'm not sure why they have this as the message one, because most of the time, especially if you're going to send it as a text message, a video that way, you definitely want it to be a smaller format.
Okay.
Mobile video, this one's the standard size for things like TikTok and so on.
So
This one's for YouTube, but again, it's the 1920 by 1080. So the difference is by clicking on this versus this video over here, it's just going to bring up different templates and stuff for you to be looking at. This collage is again for Facebook, but it's designed in a way where it's actually a smaller resolution, 800 by 800. So some people will use that as a insert for blog posts. The video ad, Facebook allows for an official video for that, so that's the normal high definition. The rest of these pretty much are the same. This one here is different. The LinkedIn video ad, again is Square again, but this time they're going with the higher resolution. LinkedIn is trying to be a 4K type company, so they're trying to go as big as they can. TikTok, I don't know if you're on TikTok or not, but you need to be. TikTok now has left Facebook in the dust. TikTok has more people on it than any other platform in the world. But it's basically the exact same dimensions as a regular video, only difference is it's been turned sideways, so it's vertical. Pinterest, I don't know anyone that's really using video yet there, so you're ahead of your time if you want to use Pinterest video. And they have their own dimensions of 1000 by 1500, which is really strange. I don't know how that works because their normal, their ideal shaped image is 600 by 900. So it's not even the same proportion at all. So I can't even speak to that. But for the sake of conversation today, I'm going to zip all the way back to this first video one, and I'm going to create a blank video. Okay, oh, look at this. They have a little helpful thing here. To adjust how long a page is shown, drag the edge of the page. So there is a new feature that they've added. Typically up here in the top you see the time watch. It says the length is 5 seconds long. Down here you can now alter it just by dragging these end pieces. So 3.2, 3.4, 3.5 seconds. You can make it whatever duration you want. If you want to go longer, you can take it out to 10 seconds. You know, whatever you might want to do. The goal here is that if you're going to do a series of clips, you just hit the plus sign and it builds you another one, and a plus sign builds you another one. And each one of these, you can make it whatever length you need to make it, and each one can have its own art. Now the thing is, you're familiar enough probably where you can add pages to a typical Canva. This is the same type of thing. Each one of these is a different page. In fact, when I highlight it, you can see underneath my hand there for a moment, it was there. It says page 2, and then over here it says page 3. So it's the same concept. Whichever one you're working on will, you'll just treat it as 3 separate pages, but they're all moving pages. And when it outputs it as a video, it outputs it as a full video. So you see here down at the very bottom, right now my cursor is at the 1 second mark, but I think it's 1 second, yeah, about. And then the whole show is 11 seconds long. Well, that's not true, is it? Okay, well, I'm not sure. I thought the first number was the segment you're working at, and the second number was the entire length of the show, but apparently that is not true anymore. Oh yeah, look up here. It says that the show is 11 seconds long, so I'm not sure why inside here, let's see, 3.7 plus 5, that's 8. Oh yeah, it is 11. Okay, sorry. My math is bad. Now, with the templates, automatically the templates that are brought up are all the video templates. And the video templates just usually are something very simple that just kind of builds. It's not something that's really exciting. Rarely do they have one where the palm trees are blowing, you know, things like that. Usually it's just a graphical move. And you can see the ones that have little arrows on them. You can see what the move is. In this case, it's a pan. So we'll go ahead and stick that on here. So now you can see the pan. So this one's not a graphical move. This one is actually a pre-canned video. But you notice it automatically adjusted it, even though I said it was going to be a 2.5 second video. It automatically changed it to 9.3. So that's because the entire move is 9.3 seconds. Now I can change that because you'll also see up top here 8.5 seconds is now the full duration of my show, and down here it says 18 seconds. So I can change that if I want by just grabbing this here and then pulling this in again. And you see that I can pull in either side. So if I don't like where this is starting, I can pull this side in a little bit. So you can pull in the right side or the left side depending on where you want the video to start. Now at this point, you can change the copy to whatever you want. And I didn't type in 103 or 30 because I didn't want an argument. Just kidding. Anyway, you can create whatever you need to create. You can use, let's see here, do I still have my Toastmaster colors in here? I don't. Okay, well, I'll just use a different color. Let's say I'll use this one here. You see I can immediately change this and add a little brightness to it to bring your attention down to the button itself. And then I could type the word, you know, click below to subscribe or whatever you want to do. The ones that are a little bit different, if you see here on the left column here, this says 3 of 6, 4 of 6, 5 of 6. This is a whole sequence instead of just one scene. So if I click on that instead, it will give me all the sequence, and I can just use this for my video and build upon it, or I can just grab one of the segments. So I click on the part that I want. It's going to ask me if I want to replace the current one or if I want to put it in directly after it by adding it as a new page, which would be the next scene. So I can add it as a new page. So what we have is this water scene followed by this little bedroom suite thing, okay? And again, you treat it like a regular Canva at this point. So if you want to swap out the pictures, you just highlight it and drag and drop a different picture in place. If you want to change the color of the wall or the piece of paper or change the text, again, you can change anything you want. Now, when you want to double check to see what it's looking like, you come over here to this play button at the bottom of the timeline, and you click that, and you can watch it happen. Now you see how those things kind of just jumped in there and then jumped out? That's typically what happens when you have something that is not already a movie, but just graphic elements. So this one was just different graphic elements, and it comes in. If you don't like how it came in, you then go up here to the word animate, and now you got all these choices here that you can click on. So if this one is going to stop in, you see how that last one that I have highlighted stopped in? I'll do it again. Boom. See how it just stops in? And maybe this one here we want to do different. We're going to fade that one in. Whoops. Oops. Okay, it's already set up to fade. And then let's look at this one and this picture. Let's tumble it in. Where's the tumble? I'll do the scrapbook version. Oh, here's tumble. Okay, so I'll stick the tumble in. Okay, so now we can play it. You gotta start the cursor before it. Okay, we'll play it. And now when tumbles in, one stops in, and then they all fade out the way it was set up. So you can keep on building this the way you want until you're happy with the show. And at any point, if there's segments that you don't need, you can just delete the page, because again, it's just treating each one of these as a page in itself. Okay, so now we have ourselves, we're back to the 11-minute version, or just shy of 12 minutes. And we can now watch the show from the top. Okay, and that's pretty much all we have, except for we have it end. Now, once you've done that, of course, you'd want to add in your logo and all those kinds of things. But you also have an opportunity to add sound. Okay, so under the More, you can see that there's an audio, and you can click on that, and it gives you all kinds of opportunities. Some are free, some cost money, so if you're in the Pro version, you don't have to worry, you can pick anything you want. And let's say I want to pick this one, I just click on it, and now you can see the purple soundtrack is here, and it built music to the exact length of my show. So now we can try it again, and did I share the right way so that you're going to hear my sound? Let me fix that real quick. Hold on a second. Okay, you should hear it now. Okay, so here we go.
I won't make it easy for you now.
Okay, and that's it. Now you notice it kind of cut off in a bizarre place. It's because it doesn't really sculpt the music well. So you might want to say, okay, what does it take to go a little longer? Let's extend the one image a little bit so that it's in a better place for the music. And let's test that and make sure it plays okay from there.
For you now.
Yep, that's much better. Okay, so just a little tweak like that works wonders. Now, if you're saying, well, gee, that's nice music and stuff, but what if I want my president of my club to talk during this? Well, you can make adjustments, and you can add in dialogue. So if we're going to go back to, let's see here. You know, the only thing I don't like about this is that every time you do something, the menu changes. Instead of leaving the menu the same all the time, it actually changes on you. And I'm looking for, there's a place where you can record your voice. But this is all music. I'm not seeing the record button. Where did they move it? They recently did an upgrade, by the way, folks.
I know I was practicing with it earlier today. I know when I was under Elements, I think it was Elements or Video.
Was it
they
under
had-
Elements? Okay.
I think either Elements or Video. I think probably video. And at the top, they had like a square where it says record. It's probably under video.
Okay, I'm not seeing it at all.
Let me
For
see.
Pete's sake, I just did one. I'll show you what I did, so you'll believe me that I actually know what I'm doing.
We believe you.
Okay, let me share screen again. Okay, I'm gonna zip down here. Okay, here we go. All right, so here is, oh, did I have to click that button again? Hold on just a moment. No, we're good. Okay. Okay, so see the little Happy New Year thing here? This is a vertical. This one here is a, I started out with it being 1080 by 1920 instead of this one here is 1920 by 1080. But you see that this one's actually shrunk down. So what happened was I actually reduced it in size, but I kept the same proportions. So that way I have these ongoing animation no matter what. Even if you haven't played a video, these are playing. And this is actually a video. This isn't a GIF. This is a video. And I put the identical one over here on the bottom right. So here's what a Canva video looks like.
Hello, I'm CJ Powers. Do you have a product or a service that you'd like to offer to potential customers, but in this technological day and age you don't know how? We are the perfect solution for businesses that want to grow their brand and increase sales. With our live streaming services, we can help your business reach new audiences on platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. Our team will handle the technology so you can focus in on creating great content. You won't need any special equipment or additional staff members because we take care of you. We provide everything from cameras to lighting to editing software so that no matter what.
Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the whole thing, but you get the idea. So that shows you what the final video looks like. I just have to find what happened to the audio section because they moved it. Or I just somehow forgot where it was. Let me see if I can hunt for it real quick.
I shared a link where I had found it. It was under www.canva.com and then /video-editor. And I can share that with everybody.
Oh, you saying it was in a different area?
It was.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I don't see it then. Okay, let's go back out here and okay, I'm not seeing it at all.
Yeah, I put it in. I don't know if you can see the chat.
I can't. Let me stop sharing it so then I'll look at the chat. Oh, that's their new. Oh, did they pull it out because of their new stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what happened. They used to have access to it inside of Canva. Apparently now they're trying to sell the software separate. Yeah, it's even got its own pricing. How about that? That's interesting. Okay, well, Sorry, I got to learn something today too. Okay. I wonder if they'll still have it hidden somewhere in Canva though, so you can just add your audio. Oh, yeah. According to this, they moved it. Yeah, it's all on their video presentation side now. Okay, sorry. So theoretically, I should then be teaching you how to use Canva video presentation software instead of how to do it in Canva, because apparently they've moved it. It's kind of interesting that you can still do some of it in Canva, but to do the audio, you have to go here. That almost doesn't make sense. I wonder if we're missing something here. I wonder if...
Now, I know when I click on the video icon on the left-hand side, I get this purple box that says record yourself.
Okay, how did you do that? Because I did not see that.
Let me share my screen. So when I clicked on here, so like if I go back, if I click on videos, it does say record yourself.
Okay, well that's gives you the video and audio recording. It doesn't give you just the audio. But go ahead and click on it and see if it gives you an option to turn off the video.
And then you'll click on, let me see here.
Okay, yeah, top right-hand corner. You can click on if you want to share the video or the audio. There you go. That's where they merged it. But how come I didn't see that on my screen?
And I know I had clicked on, that new page. And let me see here. When I clicked on that link, I think it says browse something. I clicked on that and that took you back to Canva.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is there. Oh my goodness. You know what? I just didn't see it for whatever reason. All right, you want me to reshare and go
You
back
can-
to that?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I can't believe that I did that.
Technology changes.
Well, yeah, it used to be a button. Now it's a bar, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. My mind was taken up by my big bright green thing here that I recently built. And here's, by the way, here's the here's this thing that I built. Isn't that interesting? Very simple. And you can see the timeline here, how the timeline works is for 40 seconds. And I matched it up so it's a perfect loop. But yes, so to record yourself, you can turn off the video. Theoretically, you can turn off the video. Wow, that's a bad camera, huh? Okay, this isn't letting you turn off the exit studio. Okay, well, this is a new area that they've added because of their video presentation software. And I'm sorry, I'm out of my element here. I haven't touched this part of it before. So it definitely has all the changes. Now I know you can do, you can say no microphone, but apparently it doesn't say no camera. So that means this is not the answer for, that is not the answer for audio only, which means the audio only feature is still missing. I apologize. I'm going to have to find out where the audio only feature is unless they've gotten rid of it. But most of the time, you're not going to, if you're going to record yourself, I recommend you do not record yourself inside of Canva, but instead you record yourself. If you have a Mac, use QuickTime. It's a much higher quality image, and you can use whatever microphones you have. If you have a high quality microphone or not, you can use that. And then when you record it, you can record it as many different times as you want, and you only have to upload the one that you like. And if you have a Mac and you want to edit it first in iMovie, so it's the exact duration you want, or if you need to cut two elements together so that there's a nice blend, you can do all that and then upload it. Now, I haven't used this new Canva video presentation software, so I don't know how tight you can edit, but I know in iMovie you can edit very, very tightly. Now, if you're using Windows, Windows doesn't come with the standard video recording system, so you'd have to select the software that you like to use. Vega, which I think is built by Sony, I think that's one of the more popular ones. Also, DaVinci. DaVinci's free. I would recommend DaVinci, but the problem with DaVinci is that you almost have to be a professional to understand what the heck it gives you way too many options. Does that make sense? So I apologize for me not being up to date on the latest Canva change. But from an audio standpoint, if you're using Mac, you can use QuickTime to record your audio only, and then you can load that into Canva. And that way, again, you can do whatever you'd like with it. Typically, people get GarageBand for free as well. So if you want to have your voice over music, Audacity is another audio program that's fairly simple to use, and you can learn it quickly. You can learn the basics in a half hour, and Audacity is free. That one, I've used that for professional podcasts. So it's very high quality. You don't need to know what it all does. You just need to know the basics to get the job done. You can put your audio in there. You can put a bed of music underneath it, figure out the exact length, and then import that into Canva and build your show around that. Because whatever your longest element is, Canva builds it according to the longest element. So then you'll know what kind of shots and background footage to use. The key is knowing the difference between, is it graphic images that you need to animate their movement? And Canva will assume you want the kind of animation that they're going to choose for you. So if you don't like it, you just click on it, click on the animate button, and you just make the changes to it so that it's the way you'd like it. Does that make sense, or do you need to see it on screen again?
Is there a way that you can show how you can upload audio to Canva?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so on the left here, you have a upload button, and you have images, pictures, and you have audio. You can just, if you have a Mac, you can just drag to here. Oh, here it is. Doggone. There's the record yourself button for audio. Oh no, it still takes me back to this new thing. Oh, that is so weird. Okay, I'm sorry. I still have to learn this new thing. I don't know when they started that. But anyway, you can record yourself right here from your upload area. Otherwise, you just click on Upload Media, and it will give you a bunch of stuff to choose from. And let's say I want to upload whoa, come on. And let's say I want to upload this file. I click on Open, and now you can see it's importing. Unfortunately, it's a long file, so it'll take a moment. Shorter files, it'll take you 3 to 5 seconds. This one happens to be an hour long, so that's why it's taking a little bit of extra time to load. And it's slowing down. It doesn't like a big file.
Strive to work towards it, but just focus on my strengths and keep going.
And this gauge here, I don't know if you've watched this, but the water keeps on filling all the way up until it's full. And then you know it's done uploading. This bar also goes all the way over to here, and then you know it's done uploading. I know I should have picked a smaller file. I picked one that was recent. Okay, 39 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's a big honker. You're gonna upload things that are 10 seconds long, 20 seconds long, maybe 2 minutes long, depending on what it is. And then you can just
to work towards it, but just focus on my strengths
to it by
and
clicking
keep
here.
going. Ignite.
Or you can drag it on over to your show, and now the entire show is here. And it only gave me 40 seconds worth because it was matching up with the video that already existed. So now I should be able to play it.
Welcome to another episode of Just Two Dads Talking. Why two? I think Lamont will have a say in that matter. No, there's just two of us that we talk. But
anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. So you can see it's pretty easy. Once it's uploaded, you can grab the end of it and you can make it as long or as short as you want. If you want to kind of do some editing, you can here.
I think Lamont will have a say in that matter.
So
I think Lamont will have a say in that matter.
And that's it. You can do whatever you want with it and just build your show that way.
Great.
Any other questions?
I do have a question here in the chat. Is it how long does Canva take to render the video?
It depends on how long it is, obviously. You saw how long it took to render just my audio. I would say that most videos, this 40-second video would probably take, I'm going to say 2 minutes. So it's quite a long time.
Okay.
I mean, you don't want to do a half-hour show in Canva is what I'm telling you, because it'll take you an hour to get the thing cranked out.
Yeah.
But now that I've done this with this little funny blurb here, you go to your download button, and it's going to suggest to you that you output it as an MP4. However, you can look at all your choices in case you just want a still picture, and you can pick whatever you want. If you go PDF, there's usually two different PDFs. There's the standard and there's the print version. The standard version, they know that you're going to use it electronically only, and the print version is going to be higher resolution so that it can be printed out on paper. And when I say higher resolution, this is a minimum of 300 dpi, and this one is typically 200 dpi.
And could you share your screen to show?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was sharing it. Oh, wow. You should have said something earlier. How long was I not sharing my screen?
You were. I think you just hit stop share for a moment. And then I also have one more question. Someone said, how do they hire you? That's from Chanel Darby.
Oh, well, just give me drop an email or call me. I can put that in the chat in a moment here. Okay, so here's the download button in the top right. And when you click on that, this is where it's going to recommend video, because obviously we already have this video stuff all going. Or if you click in here, you can just take a still of it. Here's the 2 PDFs that I was talking about. The standard is for electronic stuff, and the print is higher resolution to be printed out on paper. If you want to do a GIF where you have the balloons and the animated confetti, you can create a GIF, but you don't get sound when you create a GIF. So because we want that 3.4 seconds of me saying something stupid, we actually need to go MP4. Now, with this being 40 seconds long, you can see down here, I'm now downloading it, and it is compressing it at the same time and downloading it. So it's actually building on my desktop as I'm watching this happen. So you don't want to interrupt it. That's the biggest drawback. And like I said, this could take 2 minutes probably for something this long.
And I do have another question.
Yep.
Here it says, I know video editing is very processor and GPU intensive with normal software such as Adobe Premiere. Does Canva run into the same tech issues?
No. Canva is being edited not on your computer, but online. And by the way, the video just popped off. So I now have the video. So that was about 1.5 minutes, so a little faster than I anticipated. It's intensive on its site, but you're not seeing that. It's putting it together quite quickly. What you're seeing is the lag time in downloading it. And that depends on how big your pipe is. You know, if your internet connection, I mean, I have 300 megabits down, so I don't worry about it at all. I mean, that just takes a handful of seconds for me. But for somebody who has slower speeds, like maybe 50 megabits down, you know, it could take you a significant amount of time to download something.
Right.
Canva does allow you to share your document though. So if you have a Dropbox area or a Google Drive, you can share it to that instead of down to your computer. And then it goes faster because Canva's connection to Google Drive is a big pipe. I mean, it's faster than 300 megabits per second. I mean, it's really fast. So you could download it to Google Drive probably 10 to 20 times faster than downloading it to your own computer.
Great. That sounds good. I'm so glad to know that.
Yeah.
I know that we're almost at time, but I just want to make sure that everybody gets their questions in, because I think this was great information. I can't wait to just dab into it. Do anyone have any questions?
I'm good right now, but thank you very much, Mr. Powers.
Well, I hope it was helpful. I'm so sorry that I didn't see the change that happened.
This was great, so thank you so much.
What is your phone number?
I think he's put it in the chat.
Okay, I just put it in the chat.
Can I see it?
There's my business email and my phone number. Does everybody have that? Did it show up?
Nope, I don't.
It's there? Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I see it.
Am I blind?
Yeah, and Valerie, I'll look into the audio to see if you can record separately or not, and get back to you on that so you can let everybody know. But the interface, they literally changed it since the last time I used it.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news about Canva is they do updates all the time, and it's wonderful because when you start hearing about something in the marketplace, you know, the people are starting to shift to this or do this or that. You go into Canva and it's like, oh, they already updated it. You know, I mean, it's great from that standpoint. But if you don't read the newsletters, you can they can make a change and you don't know it, which I proved today.
And CJ, Chanel want to know, do you do websites and create them?
I'm sorry, do I do what?
Do you create websites?
Yes. Yes, I right now we have probably 100 different websites out there that we've built.
Good. Yeah, this is-
The we do different packages. The smallest website package we do is $200. The biggest one we do is $10,000. So somewhere in between might be yours. But we do it in a way where it's very easy. And if you have somebody that just wants something set up and then you want to learn how to take it over from that point to keep it going, we can actually do training as well. So we would set up all the HTML and all that kind of stuff to get the structure in place. And then we'd teach you how to do it so that you can do your updates. In fact, one of the things that we do that our customers absolutely love, they like doing blogs, but they don't like doing all the technical stuff. So we've actually designed websites where you can just send an email out. You can put your photo in the email and type it all up exactly how you want it. And we give you a specific address to email it to. And within 30 seconds of you sending out the email, it's populated on your website as a web page.
Wow. I like that. That's
Yeah.
great.
It's nice when it's that easy, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I first did it, I was traveling overseas, and I think I was in France at the time. Belgium. No, I was in Belgium. And we decided to have me just do updates on my travel every day. And we automated it so that I could just type it into my email, hit send, and within 30 seconds, the whole post would pop up and it looked great because it had the photograph and the headers and the regular text. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. So that way you give control back to the owner of the website. You know, they can do as they will.
Awesome.
Any other questions?
No, CJ, because I know I have a presentation. Do you have like something that you can put together that I can send to the VPPRs later?
As far as the how-tos, or
Yes.
I don't for I do for the basics. I don't for the video. But I tell you what, I can. If you give me some time this weekend to do it, I'll put it together for you for next week.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, CJ, for your time, and I mean, you bring some great resources, for the members here at D103, so they can enhance their campaigns, their YouTube or social media channels, or just their website. I just think it's great information, especially with everything being virtual. We still have to keep members engaged and then attract new guests who come to our club meetings. So I just think this was great information. And thank you for sharing your contact information. I'll make sure that'll be in the email when I send it out to all the VPPRs. That way, if they have any questions, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we're doing, since I theoretically helped you a little bit today, I'm going to give you a link and ask you to help me.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you my next new offer that my business is going to have. And I would like you folks to look at it and then send me information on how I can improve it.
Okay.
Because I would love outside eyes to help me see, what would a normal business owner want to be thinking about? What am I missing in this offer? And it's not officially published yet. but it should be all working and functional. So you can take a look at it and just give me feedback so I can fix it. And that once it's fixed, then I'll blast it out to hundreds of companies.
All right. All right, I know that we went over, but this is a great session. I always like to make sure that, our attendees ask those questions. You'll all get the deck and then also the information that CJ is going to share with me next week. So I'll make sure all that's packaged together. That way we're not having like two separate emails. We will still have, let me see, I know next year we won't see each other until next year. So that's going to be on the 5th of January. I just can't believe we're talking about January already. But you'll be getting, more information on the next thing. I will be sending out an email because it's December 1st. Since we went over the Toastmasters branding, we had some couple other sessions that we talked about Facebook and social media. I do have some incentive programs for VPPRs where you can be a person, a VPPR that's going to be featured on the D103 website. If you're using hashtags, you're posting consistently on your social media channels, and that's how we track you by the hashtags. And then we also have another incentive that we're going to be putting out in the beginning of January that's going to run all the way to almost to the end of the year. And I'll have that information out on the website as well as sending you that information as well via email. And that's going to be separate from this session. So I just wanted to share that with you so you can be ready. But the there's a $25 monthly for the VPPR that is selected that is always consistent. And you'll only get it one time. So even if you're consistent each month, we would like to feature, because we have over 80 VPPRs. We should be representing D103 in a big way. So we do these incentives so you can utilize the tools that we're giving you here at the VPPR Circle Education session. We're bringing in a lot of guests here to present those skills to you so you can put it within your work. When you, it's not work. I don't like to associate Toastmaster as work. It's just skills building, I call it that. And so don't think of it as work, think of it as very fun, exciting. You're engaging your members, you're engaging your guests to come and visit your club, or maybe you have an event that's coming up, and so we really want you to start getting out there, have ownership, be accountable, be consistent, use those hashtags, especially, you can hashtag D103 Toastmasters. I can see it immediately, either on LinkedIn, on Facebook. It's just easy to track. So, but I just want to thank everyone for attending and just be looking forward to the announcements for next year. And, just give CJ a hand clap for all the great information that he shared for the second time, for being here. We just really appreciate your time and expertise, because this is what you do for a living. And it's great to have talent here that's actually doing what you're doing, and then we can apply it.
I appreciate the invitation. I'm very happy to help when I can. Next time I will look at the software a day in advance to find out what has changed.
Right.
I'm so used to just working it that it never dawns on me that maybe before a speaking engagement, I should make sure it hasn't changed again. But the nice thing about Canva is that they'll have an update sheet. I'll just look for that and I'll have the answers. I'm just thinking they probably shifted some of it to their new software so they can make more money.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you back your time and thank you again for attending, and you'll all get the recording and also the presentations from both CJ and I.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.